You're stuck in a cycle of failed relationships and unfulfilling encounters, always wondering why you can't seem to seduce the people you truly desire. You've tried being charming, being friendly, and even being aggressive, but nothing seems to work. You blame it on your lack of confidence, your looks, or your social status, but the truth is, you're missing a fundamental understanding of the art of seduction. You're relying on chance, on luck, and on the hope that someone will finally see your worth. But seduction isn't about being lucky. It's about being strategic, about understanding the psychology of desire, and about creating a sense of intrigue and mystery that draws people in. The Art of Seduction by Robert Greene is a book that reveals the secrets of the greatest seducers in history, from Casanova to Cleopatra, and teaches you how to master the art of seduction, creating a sense of tension and release that leaves your victims breathless and wanting more. In this summary, you'll discover how to choose the right victim, create a sense of intrigue and mystery, use emotional manipulation to draw people in, create a sense of tension and release that leaves them breathless, and master the art of the bold move that seals the deal. You'll learn how to tailor your approach to each person, using their interests, desires, and weaknesses to create a seductive strategy that's unique to them. You'll understand how to use your words and actions to create a sense of excitement and anticipation, and how to use your vulnerability and sensuality to draw people in. These aren't just tips, they're proven strategies that have been used by the greatest seducers in history. Drop a comment with the title of the next book you'd like me to turn into an audiobook summary. Now, let's dive into the first key learning. You keep feeling like you're throwing yourself at people, trying to get them to like you, to notice you, to desire you, but it never seems to work out. You put on a charming smile, you try to be witty and interesting, but at the end of the day, you're just another face in the crowd. You're starting to feel like you're invisible, like you're not even worth noticing. And it's not just about getting attention from anyone, it's about getting attention from that one person who really matters to you. You've tried being friendly, being helpful, being accommodating, but nothing seems to be working. You're starting to feel like you're just not good enough, like you're just not desirable. But what if I told you that the problem isn't you, it's not your approach, it's not your personality? What if the problem is that you're trying to appeal to the wrong people? You're trying to be liked by everyone, instead of focusing on the people who are actually receptive to your charms. This is where the concept of choosing the right victim comes in. It's not about being liked by everyone, it's about being desired by the right person. And to succeed, you must choose a victim who is susceptible to your charms and can be seduced by your unique approach. Think about it, have you ever noticed how some people just seem to have a magnetic personality? They walk into a room and everyone turns to look at them. They're not necessarily the most beautiful or the most charming, but they have something that draws people in. And it's not just about being confident or outgoing, it's about being able to read people, to understand what they want and what they need. It's about being able to tailor your approach to the individual, to create a sense of desire and anticipation in them. For example, let's look at the story of Casanova. He was a master of seduction, and his approach was tailored to each of his victims. He would study their interests, desires, and weaknesses, and use this knowledge to create a seductive strategy that was unique to each person. He didn't try to be liked by everyone, he focused on the people who were receptive to his charms, and he was able to create a deep connection with them. As he once said, the key to seduction is to create a sense of desire and anticipation in the other person. And that's exactly what he did, time and time again. Or take the story of Josephine Baker, a seductress who used her charm, beauty, and talent to seduce men. She would create a sense of excitement and anticipation, and use her vulnerability and sensuality to draw men in. She didn't try to be liked by everyone, she focused on the people who were receptive to her charms, and she was able to create a deep connection with them. She was a master of reading people, of understanding what they wanted and what they needed, and she was able to use that knowledge to her advantage. So why does this matter to you? Why is it so important to choose the right victim? It's because when you try to appeal to everyone, you end up appealing to no one. You dilute your message, you water down your approach, and you end up being just another face in the crowd. But when you focus on the people who are receptive to your charms, you're able to create a deep connection with them. You're able to tailor your approach to their needs, to create a sense of desire and anticipation in them. And that's when the magic happens. Imagine being able to walk into a room and knowing exactly who you're looking for. Imagine being able to create a sense of excitement and anticipation in the people around you. Imagine being able to tailor your approach to the individual to create a deep connection with them. That's what happens when you choose the right victim, when you focus on the people who are receptive to your charms. You're no longer just another face in the crowd, you're a magnet, drawing people in with your unique approach. So, what becomes possible when you apply this learning? What pain stops when you're able to choose the right victim? The pain of rejection, the pain of feeling invisible, the pain of feeling like you're not good enough. When you're able to choose the right victim, you're able to create a sense of desire and anticipation in them. You're able to tailor your approach to their needs to create a deep connection with them. And that's when the transformation happens. You're no longer just trying to get attention from anyone, you're getting attention from the people who matter. You're no longer just trying to be liked, you're being desired. To start solving this problem right now, here's what you can do. Take some time to reflect on your approach, on how you're trying to get attention from others. Are you trying to appeal to everyone, or are you focusing on the people who are receptive to your charms? Identify the people who are most receptive to your approach and focus on them. Study their interests, desires, and weaknesses, and use that knowledge to create a seductive strategy that's tailored to them. Don't try to be liked by everyone, focus on the people who matter. And when you do, you'll notice a shift in the way people respond to you. You'll notice a sense of desire and anticipation in them, and you'll be able to create a deep connection with them. So, take that first step today and start solving the problem of feeling invisible and undesired. Now that we've explored this powerful insight, let's move on to the next transformative learning. You keep feeling like you're invisible to the people you're interested in. You try to make a good impression, but somehow you always end up blending into the background. You've tried being more outgoing, more charming, and more confident, but nothing seems to work. You're starting to feel like you're just not interesting enough, like you're just a forgettable face in a sea of people. You're frustrated because you know you have so much to offer, but you just can't seem to get anyone's attention. This is a problem that many people face, and it's a problem that can be solved. The key to getting noticed, to being remembered, and to being desired is to create a sense of intrigue and mystery. When you can create a sense of intrigue and mystery, you become more than just a face in the crowd. You become someone who is fascinating, someone who is worth getting to know. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. By creating a sense of intrigue and mystery, you can draw people in, keep them interested, and ultimately create a deeper connection with them. So why does this matter to you? Well, think about it. When was the last time you met someone who really caught your attention? Someone who was more than just a pretty face or a charming smile? Someone who had a certain je ne sais quoi, a certain spark that made you want to know more about them? That's what we're talking about here. That's what intrigue and mystery can do for you. It's not just about being more attractive or more charming. It's about being more interesting, more complex, and more desirable. Let's take a look at someone who was a master of intrigue and mystery, Cleopatra. She was a queen who knew how to use her intelligence, her charm, and her beauty to get what she wanted. She would create a sense of excitement and anticipation around her and use her words and actions to draw people in. She was a seductress, but she was also a leader, a politician, and a strategist. She knew how to use intrigue and mystery to get ahead, and she was incredibly successful at it. Or consider Oscar Wilde, the famous writer and wit. He was known for his clever words, his charming personality, and his ability to create a sense of intrigue and mystery around himself. He would use his humor, his intelligence, and his creativity to draw people in and create a sense of excitement and anticipation. He was a master of seduction, but he was also a master of intrigue and mystery. So, how can you create a sense of intrigue and mystery? It's not as difficult as you might think. It's all about being more intentional, more strategic, and more creative in the way you present yourself to others. It's about being more mindful of the way you communicate, the way you dress, and the way you behave. It's about creating a sense of anticipation, a sense of excitement, and a sense of curiosity around yourself. When you can create a sense of intrigue and mystery, you become more than just a person. You become an experience, an adventure, a journey. You become someone who is worth getting to know, someone who is worth exploring. And that's exactly what people are looking for. They're looking for someone who is interesting, someone who is complex, and someone who is desirable. So, what pain stops when you apply this learning? The pain of feeling invisible, the pain of feeling forgettable, and the pain of feeling like you're just not good enough. When you can create a sense of intrigue and mystery, you become more confident, more charming, and more desirable. You become someone who is worth noticing, someone who is worth remembering. Imagine waking up every morning, feeling like you're a magnet, attracting people to you like a moth to a flame. Imagine being able to walk into a room and having everyone turn their heads, wondering who you are and what you're about. Imagine being able to create a sense of excitement and anticipation around yourself just by being you. That's what's possible when you create a sense of intrigue and mystery. So, what's the first step you can take to start creating a sense of intrigue and mystery? It's simple. Start being more intentional about the way you present yourself to others. Think about the way you dress, the way you communicate, and the way you behave. Think about the things that make you unique, the things that make you interesting, and the things that make you desirable. Start to emphasize those things, start to highlight them, and start to use them to create a sense of intrigue and mystery around yourself. For example, if you're someone who loves art, start talking about art. Start sharing your passion, your creativity, and your unique perspective. If you're someone who loves music, start playing music. Start sharing your favorite songs, your favorite artists, and your favorite genres. If you're someone who loves travel, start talking about travel. Start sharing your adventures, your experiences, and your stories. The key is to be authentic, to be genuine, and to be true to yourself. Don't try to be someone you're not. Don't try to pretend to be interested in something you're not. Just be yourself and let your uniqueness shine through. When you can do that, you'll start to create a sense of intrigue and mystery around yourself, and you'll start to attract people who are interested in getting to know you. So, take the first step today. Start being more intentional about the way you present yourself to others. Start emphasizing your unique qualities, your passions, and your interests. Start creating a sense of intrigue and mystery around yourself and see what happens. You might be surprised at the results. You might find that people start to notice you, start to remember you, and start to desire you. And that's exactly what you want, isn't it? With that understanding in place, let's dive into another crucial insight from the book. You keep feeling like you're stuck in a rut when it comes to seduction. No matter how hard you try, you just can't seem to create that spark with the person you're interested in. You've tried being charming, being confident, and even being a little bit aggressive, but nothing seems to work. You're starting to feel like you're just not cut out for this whole seduction thing, and it's frustrating. You see other people effortlessly drawing others in, and you wonder what their secret is. The truth is, they're using a powerful tool that you might not even be aware of: emotional manipulation. Emotional manipulation is not about being deceitful or manipulative in a negative way. It's about understanding the emotional needs and desires of the other person and using that knowledge to create a sense of desire and anticipation. It's about being able to read the other person's emotions and use that to draw them in. When you master emotional manipulation, you'll be able to create a deep connection with the other person, and you'll be able to increase your chances of success. But why does this matter to you? Well, think about it. How many times have you been interested in someone only to have them not return your feelings? How many times have you tried to seduce someone only to have it fall flat? It's frustrating, and it can be devastating to your self-esteem. But what if you could change that? What if you could learn how to create a sense of desire and anticipation in the other person and increase your chances of success? That's what emotional manipulation can do for you. Let's look at an example. Lord Byron was a master of emotional manipulation. He would use his words and actions to create a sense of desire and anticipation in the women he was interested in. He would write them poetry, sing them songs, and use his charm and charisma to draw them in. And it worked. He was able to seduce many women, and he became legendary for his abilities. But what was his secret? It was emotional manipulation. He understood the emotional needs and desires of the women he was interested in, and he used that knowledge to create a sense of desire and anticipation. Another example is Emma Hart. She was a seductress who used her charm, beauty, and talent to seduce men. She would create a sense of excitement and anticipation and use her vulnerability and sensuality to draw men in. She was a master of emotional manipulation, and she was able to use it to get what she wanted. But what's interesting about Emma Hart is that she wasn't just using emotional manipulation to seduce men. She was also using it to empower herself. She was able to use her abilities to get what she wanted and to live the life she wanted. So, why does emotional manipulation work? It's because it taps into the emotional needs and desires of the other person. When you're able to create a sense of desire and anticipation, you're able to tap into the other person's emotions and create a deep connection. It's not just about being charming or confident. It's about being able to understand the other person's emotions and use that to draw them in. And that's what makes emotional manipulation so powerful. But you might be thinking, isn't emotional manipulation just a form of manipulation? Isn't it just a way of using someone for your own gain? The answer is no. Emotional manipulation is not about using someone for your own gain. It's about creating a deep connection with the other person and using that connection to increase your chances of success. It's about being able to understand the other person's emotions and use that to draw them in. And that's not manipulative. That's just being aware of the other person's emotions and using that to create a connection. So, how can you apply this to your own life? Well, the first step is to understand the emotional needs and desires of the other person. What are they looking for in a relationship? What are their emotional needs? Once you understand that, you can start to use emotional manipulation to create a sense of desire and anticipation. You can use your words and actions to draw the other person in and create a deep connection. And that's when the magic happens. Imagine being able to create a sense of desire and anticipation in the person you're interested in. Imagine being able to draw them in and create a deep connection. It's a powerful feeling, and it's something that you can achieve with emotional manipulation. You'll be able to increase your chances of success, and you'll be able to create a more meaningful connection with the other person. But it's not just about the other person. It's also about you. When you master emotional manipulation, you'll be able to increase your self-confidence and self-esteem. You'll be able to feel more empowered and in control, and you'll be able to create the relationships you want. And that's a powerful feeling. So, what's the first step you can take to start using emotional manipulation in your own life? It's to start paying attention to the emotional needs and desires of the people around you. Start to notice what they're looking for in a relationship and what their emotional needs are. And then, start to use that knowledge to create a sense of desire and anticipation. Use your words and actions to draw them in and create a deep connection. It's not hard, and it's not manipulative. It's just being aware of the other person's emotions and using that to create a connection. And as you start to use emotional manipulation in your own life, you'll start to notice a difference. You'll start to feel more confident and empowered, and you'll be able to create the relationships you want. You'll be able to increase your chances of success, and you'll be able to create a more meaningful connection with the other person. And that's a powerful feeling. So don't be afraid to use emotional manipulation in your own life. It's not something to be ashamed of. It's just a tool that you can use to create a deeper connection with the people around you. And when you master it, you'll be able to achieve great things. You'll be able to create the relationships you want, and you'll be able to increase your self-confidence and self-esteem. And that's a powerful thing. In the end, emotional manipulation is not just a tool for seduction. It's a tool for connection. It's a way of understanding the emotional needs and desires of the other person and using that to create a deep connection. And when you master it, you'll be able to achieve great things. You'll be able to create the relationships you want, and you'll be able to increase your self-confidence and self-esteem. So don't be afraid to use it. It's a powerful tool, and it can help you achieve great things. Now let's turn our attention to the final key learning that can truly change how you approach this. You keep finding yourself in situations where you're trying to connect with someone, whether it's a romantic interest, a friend, or a business associate. But somehow, you just can't seem to build that spark. You're left wondering why you're not able to create that sense of excitement and anticipation that you see others effortlessly achieving. It's as if you're stuck in a cycle of bland, unfulfilling interactions, and you can't figure out how to break free. You feel like you're doing everything right, but somehow, the other person just isn't responding the way you want them to. You're starting to feel like you're missing some secret ingredient, some magic formula that everyone else seems to know but you. This is exactly where the concept of creating a sense of tension and release comes in. By mastering this art, you'll be able to create a sense of excitement and anticipation in those around you, drawing them in and keeping them engaged. It's not about being manipulative or insincere. It's about understanding the psychology of human connection and using that knowledge to build deeper, more meaningful relationships. When you apply this learning, you'll start to notice a significant shift in the way people respond to you. You'll be able to create a sense of tension, a sense of anticipation, and then release it, leaving the other person feeling satisfied and eager for more. Let's dive deeper into this concept and explore why it's so essential for building connections with others. Think about it. When was the last time you felt truly excited about meeting someone new or starting a new project? What was it about that experience that got you so pumped up? Was it the sense of possibility, the thrill of the unknown, or the promise of something new and exciting? Whatever it was, it's likely that it created a sense of tension within you, a sense of anticipation that kept you engaged and motivated. This is exactly what you want to create in others when you're trying to build a connection with them. Now you might be wondering why this is so hard to achieve. Why can't you just be yourself and expect others to respond positively? The truth is, being yourself is not enough. You need to create a sense of tension and release, a sense of excitement and anticipation in order to draw people in and keep them engaged. This is where the art of seduction comes in. Seduction is not just about romance or sex. It's about creating a sense of connection, a sense of excitement, and a sense of anticipation. It's about using your words, your actions, and your presence to draw people in and keep them engaged. Let's look at some examples of how this works in real life. Take Casanova, for instance. He was a master of creating a sense of tension and release. He would create a sense of excitement and anticipation in the women he met, using his words and actions to draw them in. He would build up the tension, creating a sense of anticipation, and then release it, leaving the woman feeling satisfied and eager for more. This is exactly what you can achieve when you master the art of creating a sense of tension and release. Another great example is Josephine Baker, a seductress who used her charm, beauty, and talent to create a sense of tension and release. She would create a sense of excitement and anticipation in the men she met, using her vulnerability and sensuality to draw them in. She would build up the tension, creating a sense of anticipation, and then release it, leaving the man feeling satisfied and eager for more. This is exactly what you can achieve when you master the art of creating a sense of tension and release. As you can see, creating a sense of tension and release is not just about romance or sex. It's about creating a sense of connection, a sense of excitement, and a sense of anticipation. It's about using your words, your actions, and your presence to draw people in and keep them engaged. When you apply this learning, you'll start to notice a significant shift in the way people respond to you. You'll be able to create a sense of tension, a sense of anticipation, and then release it, leaving the other person feeling satisfied and eager for more. Imagine being able to walk into a room and immediately command attention. Imagine being able to build a connection with someone in just a few minutes, a connection that feels deep and meaningful. This is exactly what you can achieve when you master the art of creating a sense of tension and release. You'll be able to create a sense of excitement and anticipation in those around you, drawing them in and keeping them engaged. You'll be able to build relationships that are deeper, more meaningful, and more fulfilling. So, how can you start applying this learning in your own life? It's simple. Start by creating a sense of tension and release in your daily interactions. Use your words and actions to draw people in and create a sense of excitement and anticipation. Be prepared to adapt your approach as needed and use your intelligence and charm to create a deeper connection with the other person. Start small, with low-stakes interactions, and work your way up to more significant relationships. Remember, the key is to create a sense of tension and release, a sense of excitement and anticipation, and then release it, leaving the other person feeling satisfied and eager for more. To get started, try this simple exercise. Next time you're in a conversation, try to create a sense of tension by asking a provocative question or making a bold statement. Then, release the tension by sharing a personal anecdote or showing genuine interest in the other person. Notice how the other person responds and adjust your approach accordingly. Remember, the goal is to create a sense of excitement and anticipation, not to manipulate or control the other person. By mastering the art of creating a sense of tension and release, you'll be able to build deeper, more meaningful relationships and achieve greater success in all areas of your life. Let's continue with the next important learning. You keep feeling like you're stuck in a rut, unable to make a move or take a chance, and it's costing you the connections and relationships you truly desire. You see others around you who seem to have this effortless charm and confidence, and you wonder what their secret is. Ever noticed how some people can just walk into a room and command attention while you're still trying to work up the courage to approach someone? It's like they have a magnetic pull, and you're just trying to get out of your own way. The reason you're stuck is that you're missing the key to unlocking this kind of confidence and charm. It's not about being more outgoing or trying to be someone you're not. It's about mastering the art of the bold move. This is where the concept of the bold move comes in, a powerful tool in seduction that creates a sense of excitement and anticipation. By using this tool, you can increase your chances of success and create a deeper connection with the other person. But what does this really mean for you? Why does it matter that you learn how to make bold moves? The answer is simple. It's the difference between being stuck in a cycle of hesitation and fear and being able to take control of your interactions and create the connections you want. When you master the art of the bold move, you'll be able to walk into a room with confidence, approach someone without hesitation, and create a sense of excitement and anticipation that draws people to you. Let's break it down. The bold move is not just about being reckless or impulsive, it's about being strategic and intentional. It's about creating a sense of intrigue and mystery that makes people want to know more about you. Think about it like this. When you're on a first date and the other person is playing it safe, sticking to small talk and avoiding any real depth or intimacy, how do you feel? You probably feel bored, unengaged, and like you're not really connecting. But when someone makes a bold move, shares something vulnerable or unexpected, it creates a spark. It's like a wake-up call, and suddenly you're interested, you're engaged, and you want to know more. That's the power of the bold move. Now let's look at some examples. Take Napoleon Bonaparte, for instance. He was a master of the bold move, and he used this tool to seduce many women. He would create a sense of excitement and anticipation and use his words and actions to draw women in. He wasn't afraid to take risks, to be bold and direct, and it paid off. He was a man of action, and his confidence and charm were undeniable. Or consider Oscar Wilde, who used his wit, charm, and creativity to create a sense of intrigue and mystery. He would use his words and actions to draw people in and create a sense of anticipation that was hard to resist. These men were not just charming, they were strategic, intentional, and bold. You might be thinking, but I'm not like them, I'm not charming or confident. And that's okay. The bold move is not just for the naturally charismatic or confident. It's a skill that can be learned, practiced, and mastered. It's about being willing to take risks, to be vulnerable, and to create a sense of excitement and anticipation. It's about being intentional and strategic in your interactions and using your words and actions to draw people in. So, why does this matter to you? It matters because you have the power to create the connections you want, to build meaningful relationships, and to live a more fulfilling life. It matters because you don't have to be stuck in a cycle of hesitation and fear. You can break free and take control. Imagine being able to walk into a room with confidence, to approach someone without hesitation, and to create a sense of excitement and anticipation that draws people to you. Imagine being able to build meaningful relationships, to connect with others on a deep level, and to live a more fulfilling life. That's what's possible when you master the art of the bold move. You'll be able to create a sense of intrigue and mystery that makes people want to know more about you. You'll be able to take control of your interactions, to be intentional and strategic, and to build the connections you want. So, what can you do to start applying this learning? Start by being more intentional and strategic in your interactions. Think about how you can create a sense of excitement and anticipation, how you can use your words and actions to draw people in. Practice being bold, taking risks, and being vulnerable. It doesn't have to be big, it can be small. Just start by being more aware of your interactions and look for opportunities to make a bold move. When you do, you'll notice a shift. You'll feel more confident, more in control, and more connected to others. You'll start to see that the bold move is not just a tool for seduction, it's a way of life. It's a way of being more intentional, more strategic, and more fulfilled. So, take the first step today. Make a bold move and see what happens. The results might just surprise you. As we've explored in The Art of Seduction by Robert Greene, the journey to mastering the art of seduction is not just about manipulating others, but about understanding the intricacies of human desire and behavior. So, what does all this mean? Let's bring this all together to create a cohesive framework for seduction that you can apply in your own life. Remember, choosing the right victim means identifying someone who is susceptible to your charms, and by doing so, you set the stage for a successful seduction. When you combine this with creating a sense of intrigue and mystery, you draw people in and keep them interested, ultimately creating a deeper connection with them. By using emotional manipulation, you can create a sense of desire and anticipation in the other person, which increases your chances of success. And by mastering the art of creating a sense of tension and release, you can build excitement and anticipation, further drawing your target in. Finally, by making the bold move, you create a sense of excitement and decisiveness, which can be the final push needed to seal the deal. Together, these insights give you a powerful framework for seduction, one that is not just about manipulation, but about understanding and connecting with others on a deep level. The difference between being a novice and a master of seduction isn't about having a set of rigid rules to follow, but about understanding these principles and applying them consistently, one small step at a time. It's about being aware of the dynamics at play in any social interaction and using that awareness to create a connection with others. With these insights, you now have the map to navigate the complex world of seduction and the power to create the relationships you desire. If this summary gave you valuable insights, hit that like button and subscribe for more book summaries like this. And let me know in the comments, which of these key learnings resonated with you most, and how do you plan to apply them in your own life? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next summary, where we'll dive into another powerful book and uncover the secrets to achieving success and fulfillment.